Hello everyone, Gio Gerardo here from Mokdong branch, and this is PAR C2 3.0. This being the first project, there's going to be a lot of hiccups which I'll get to at the end of this vlog. Okay, so the project being reinventing a violent video game and showcase it at a video game expo. The three apps that I would like my students to use are these three: YouTube, the basic camera app, and Big Button Sounds. The only one that they will have to download themselves is Big Button Sounds. They're very basic apps because what I felt last term with Birdie 3.0 is introducing apps slowly to the students so they get used to utilizing the tablets in the class little by little. Because if we throw too much at them right at the beginning, they might be a little bit overwhelmed. What they will use YouTube for is to find an actual video clip on YouTube that showcases how the certain violent game, whether it be like StarCraft or Counter-Strike or Angry Birds or their own choice, and showcase how the critics have said, well, Angry Birds is killing animals, like for example, so it's against animal rights. So PETA might be one of the critics that they would want to appeal to in their reenactment of the video game. So that's the YouTube. And next, they will be using the camera app and the Big Button Sound machine in reenacting the game themselves with them as the actors and show how it's friendly to all audiences, the critics and the current gamers. The Big Button machine, which I will show you real quick, is just a quick little application that has like a bunch of buttons that make sounds. For example, this one's kind of a little ridiculous, but for the Angry Birds, the revamped Angry Birds, I thought the students could use something like this. And if a person would lose, they could use something like that. There's also things like this for StarCraft. Anyways, you get the idea. You can download that yourself and check out the different sounds and see what works for your class. So those would be my apps. Now let's get into props. So, for example, using Angry Birds, one of the students would be an Angry Bird, and what we could do is dress them up in paper costumes. And I have a few masks that I'm going to use. I'm going to bring in these cases, but the whole idea of the case is take this out and they can create their own sleeve for their new game, and they can insert inside the case and they can use that as a prop while they're showcasing their new video game. Maybe a toned down case. Another prop I will use in the class would be umbrellas. Be considered for rifles. Like they can be like this is a small umbrella. I have bigger umbrellas in my classroom, but they can be like pew pew pew. But they could use the sound to make the actual sounds for the guns. Crumpled up paper for grenades is a very simple and cheap idea. Also, there's in one aspect of StarCraft whether the teams can give up or not. So I'm thinking of using A2 paper and having them create like little white flags that they can like wave and be like, okay, I give up. White flag, please. No more attacking me. And I want to use have the students use their own like sweaters or jackets that they're wearing. And if they were to do some type of killing in the game, I want them to like act they died and like pause the video and then replay it with just like a jacket on the ground. Nothing there. Just a jacket. So it's like they just disappeared. There's no blood. There's no corpse. Just a jacket. For like the problems that I see, it's definitely going to be time. The whole time issue is all about facilitation. Break the classroom up into 4 segments. I'm basically facilitating in the middle, looking at all 4, and then whenever somebody needs to record, I have the other 3 teams. Shh, be quiet because we're recording right now. And because I don't like to have like extra noise going on when they're having their little recordings, because those will be used in their presentation and I want them to have the best presentations that they can. As far as that goes, you just have to be careful with that. You must definitely start your project after the first hour if you can, because it is the first day of you actually doing a project, and start early, basically. Start as early as you can. Student roles could be a problem. I would say definitely just choose the roles for them. If you want to use ideas like mine, have one student design the new logo of the box or / poster if you want to do something like that. have another work on the YouTube videos, finding those, searching for those videos, and a third should actually be like the recorder. As far as the whole rules when they're reenacting their game, make sure everyone, I like to make sure everyone participates at least once, so the person recording will be mixed around, but don't forget to always have the same tablet recording the whole time if they pause their or stop their video. So the first time that they've actually be using the recorder within the classroom to make a project, you need to make sure that you're on the teams constantly, because they'll end up pressing the stop button instead of the pause button. Ideally, for a smooth project without having to use Androvid, you want them to pause. So facilitate going back and forth with the groups, making sure they're pausing in between any of their little scenes of their reenactment of the game. I believe that is it for this round. So hopefully what I gave you is useful, and I will see you next time when I talk about how it went. See you. Giovanni Mokdong out. Happy teaching!